Welcome to Verdane TV. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one more time to the Florida Pro Truck Series here at Verdane TV. My name is Wes Rowdy Hogue, and once again, I am here with the voice of New Smyrna Speedway, Ryan Stevens. Ryan, how the hell are you, man?
Wes, I'm doing great. I got to give that voice a workout at the real New Smyrna Speedway on Saturday, and man, let me tell you, it felt great to be back. And man, what a blast we had on Saturday night with some great racing and a lot of cars and a lot of people in the stands. It felt great, and doing this whole iRacing thing kind of kept me in shape. So I felt like I kind of sort of knew what I was doing up there. It was wonderful.
It's a good way to practice not only for the drivers but for the announcers. You know, we're basically doing the same thing here as you'd be doing in a booth, other than you're in front of a computer instead.
Yeah, and usually things actually work. So, man, it's funny. On Saturday, it was, even though it's the middle of June and we've had all this time to prepare, it really felt like an opening night because there's so many things that you get there and you're like, oh, I got to remember to do this and do this, and oh, this person's not coming. Everybody's got to step up and do this. So it really felt like opening night, but all in all, it was a great show. And man, it was great to see all those real people back in the stands. And, it's ironic that here we are with the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series at the New Smyrna Speedway here tonight. And this series has been great. We got a tight championship battle heating up between Cameron Ray and Cody Brinson. And, New Smyrna is kind of that wild card track. This track is tough, especially on this game. So things could definitely get mixed up here tonight. And it looks like we have a good field, so could be very interesting.
As we do, and I'm going to step away for really quickly if you want to let the viewers know a little bit of the changes tonight on the format.
Yes, that's right. We do have a little bit different format tonight. If you were with us last week, we went to this straight qualifying to race format, so that is staying the same here. So the drivers are qualifying right now to see who's going to set fast time. But we're doing a little bit different tonight. We're going to have one reset to keep the field intact tonight. So if somebody has a issue early on in the race, they can reset their truck and get back out there. And we're allowing one tire change here this weekend. So that could mix up the strategy a little bit, maybe make this a bit more interesting. And just to mix things up and guarantee that it's a little more interesting here tonight, the top 5 in points will be starting from the rear tonight. And while we have this moment, we'll update you on the top 5 in points. Cameron Ray has pretty much dominated the series, but he only has a 13-point advantage over Cody Brinson. And that could easily flip-flop here tonight. There's enough trucks, there's enough laps, there's enough, shenanigans that could go on to really flip-flop that. So again, Cameron Ray leading by 13 over Cody Brinson, who's looking for that first win. And then Dylan Canova, the only other driver to win, is sitting third in points, 34 back. Dylan Martin is fourth in points, 36 back. And Bray Holmes, 40 points back, rounding out your top 5. So those would be your drivers, as long as they're all in the server and just kind of looking things over. It appears that they are. They will be starting at the back tonight. So we'll be seeing those fast, quote-unquote faster trucks come from the back. And here at New Smyrna, things are a little bit tighter. So it's not going to be as easy. You don't have as much racing room as you do at USA, where we were last week, or Five Flags, where we will be to close off the series here next week. So again, if you are just tuning in for the first time, this is week number 4 of the Florida Pro Truck Esports Series, and we've raced at USA International, New Smyrna, and then we went to Five Flags and back to USA last week. Here we are, week number 5 at the New Smyrna Speedway. So these drivers on their second round of races, and they're getting real used to racing one another. We've seen, as far as our iRacing goes, this be a really, really clean and competitive series. It's been dominated by Cameron Ray, Cody Brinson, and Dylan Canova, but the drivers have been close, and we've seen some good battles for position all throughout the field. So I expect nothing less tonight. It looks like we got about 20 trucks signed in and ready to go. And of course, the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series, a truck touring series here in the state of Florida. They run all kinds of tracks going all the way down south to 417 Speedway, all the way up to New Smyrna, to Citrus County Speedway, and a couple other tracks throughout Florida as well. They tried to get back going here this weekend at the 417 Speedway, and unfortunately, Mother Nature got the best of them there. But make sure you follow them, the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series, on Facebook, and follow Sunshine State Racing as well for all of your Florida racing needs. That way you can stay up to date here. Qualifying wrapping up. No surprise, Cameron Ray is at the top of the board. But again, those top 5 will be going to the back of the field as we get ready to go green flag racing here tonight. So we're getting ready to go racing here as at least 20 trucks signed in and ready to go. So we'll get the starting lineup gridded for you here as Wes will be back in a moment. So I'll do my best here. I don't have control over the views from my end here, but I will do my best to get you all a starting lineup. And then we'll get ready to go racing. I'm going to do what I do at the real track, give you the scheduled starting lineup, because at New Smyrna, we have drivers that like to go to the back, and here we're going to move our top 5 point drivers to the back. So I'll give you the scheduled starting lineup here when we get down to it, and then we'll get ready to go racing 100 laps here tonight at the New Smyrna Speedway for this Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series. We'll see if Cody Brinson can get his first win of the season tonight.
Taking a look at the drivers there sitting on pit road waiting to get the call to fire the engines here, Ryan. It's one of those things that's kind of tricky with the open qualifying that we switched over to. It kind of jumbles up the running order, so it's a little bit difficult to get the running order, especially with sending the top 5 drivers in points to the back of the pack. But right now you can see the 17 on the inside, 37, that Texaco Haviland truck on the outside. You see Brinson and Sergi making up row 2 and get a really good shot here, basically going on through the field. It's going to be a good race here tonight. Got a jam-packed field, like you made mention. We got, looks like 20 to 22, maybe 23 drivers are signed in, ready to rock and roll here at New Smyrna Speedway.
Absolutely. So there you see your grid, and you can kind of scroll through the scoring pylon there on the top of your screen and get an idea of where your favorite driver might be. Pretty good field of real-life Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series drivers and iRacing stars and stars from all around Florida. I mean, you got Rich Clouser in truck number 8, Jeffrey White in the 41, kind of teammates in real life, if you will. Fun story about Rich Clouser. I got the opportunity to announce. You see that tiny little track in your picture there as they switch? There's a tiny little racetrack in the infield. That's our quarter midget track, and I got the opportunity to go down there and call the quarter midget races on Friday night, and got to see Rich Clouser's son Blake win a couple of races out there on Friday night. And Blake is an up-and-coming driver going through the quarter midget circuit right now before he's old enough to move up to stock cars or trucks or whatever they're going to put him in. That family does all kinds of racing. Rich himself will race anything from late models to sprint cars to modifieds. I mean, give him a super stock, he'll race that too. His daughter Kate runs super stocks. So you can just you can see some of the diversity that we have here in this series. You even see Blake Clouser racing with us on Wednesday nights here on Verdane TV. So we'll tell you about some of the other drivers throughout the night. Of course, Anthony Sergi, winner at Citrus Speedway in the late model 50, as we're getting ready to go racing here tonight.
Hey, I am back here with you, buddy.
Wes is back just in time for the start. So here we go, Wes. Cameron Ray was fastest, but we sent him to the back of the field. So now the front kind of jumbled up. I think we're going to see a lot of passing here tonight, Wes. Looks like we're clean and green through lap 1.
Yeah, the drivers to keep your eye on is going to be Martin, Brinson, and Cameron Ray, of course. Your 3 drivers that were sent to the back, and that's something that the drivers voted on. They had a few options. They could either change to spice it up the last couple races of the season or to keep things the same, and this was a majority vote. So the majority voted for this, and this is what they got. So I think they're voting without the...
Now, Wes, the second place driver just spun out there. The 63 went around, and we're still green for now. We'll see. He's able to get it righted, but the caution is going to come out. So our first caution out here early. Big spin from the Hydrotech number 63 machine. Going to bring out that first yellow.
Yeah, I think that yellow came out just for precautionary reasons. I didn't see anybody else spin, but it seems like he was having quite a bit of trouble trying to get it back going. I know Jeff White in the back had a little bit of issues in the 41 as well. Paul will get us a replay, but man, it can get a little worse if you're spinning up front at New Smyrna. It's really rare that nobody hits you.
Absolutely, Wes. Taking a look right now from the blimp view here, the AWS Roofing instant replay, and you can see number 63, Colt Cecil, just kind of loses it there. Heads on down into turn number 3, and you can see he kind of shoots on down to the apron. Doesn't quite hit the well, he nabs that apron just a little bit, upsets the back end of that race car, and it comes right on race truck. Nickel in the jar. There you go. We're starting early here, but doesn't hit anything. Nobody hits him, so no worse for wear. Just gonna have to start in the back of the pack there and essentially work his way back up from the back.
Well, you know, on Saturday night we saw a situation very similar to that. We had a very, very intense super stock race here. The top 8, 9, 10 cars were all bunched together up near the front of the pack. We had one spin out just like that off turn 4. He got a little bit of help, but he spun out, looked like he was going to pound the inside wall, was able to do a great job, keep it off the wall, and Colt Cecil tried to do his best John Ripley reenactment there. And he did pretty good, kept it off the wall, so he'll go to the back, but has the truck in one piece, and we'll be able to continue on.
All right, so trying to regroup everything here, getting a quick eye at seeing everything that is going on, trying to keep up with our leaders here. And by the way, that is Rich Klauser that's going to be in the 8. Just wanted to make a quick mention of that. But Dylan Martin has worked his way up to the 11th position. Cameron Ray right now is being mirrored a little bit further back in the 16th position. And then Cody Brinson so far 13th. So with these last 2 final races, man, this is going to make things extremely interesting.
It is, and you know, with the fast, you know, trucks, the top 5 in points being put in the back, good news, bad news situation. It's good for us. It's good for guys like Anthony Sergi, who has missed a race, sitting back in 7th in points. He's up near the front, so he's out of the Hornets' nest. But our fast cars are going to be in the back of that Hornets' nest. We have another spin like that comes back up to the racetrack, and maybe our point leaders get taken out. At least they have the reset here tonight, so they can get back out there. But it might not be as easy for guys like Cameron Ray and Cody Brinson. They're definitely going to have to earn it tonight. And I like where Anthony Sergi's sitting in that pink and black number 20 there. I think he will be tough. Devin McLeod's up there as well. But I think we'll see those fast trucks, there's my nickel. Fast trucks, I think we'll see them make their way up to the front, which is going to make this very interesting here. So early caution. Wes, we're going to restart here about lap number 9. What are you seeing so far?
All right, so we're going to get rocking and rolling. You're about to see the Daytona Dodge Pace truck head down to pit road as he does so. The leader fires, and we are green. Sergi gets the start of a lifetime, leaving Matthew Poole in the dust. Matthew Poole now struggling to hold on to second as he floats up the track, almost makes contact with the Devin McLeod machine coming out of 2.
Get Poole a life raft there because he was caught sleeping on that start. He goes way up near the wall, kind of repaint the wall for us there. He doesn't like that it's all white. He's going to leave some tire marks on there. Poole now fading back.
Caution in the back.
We got
a wreck in the back.
Wreck in the back. We'll see if it's collected any of our high point drivers or not.
It has, but I don't know how bad it is for Cameron Ray, our points leader. But Hayden Vaughn,
hang on, folks.
Hayden Vaughn in the 16 winner round coming out of 4. He collected Cody Brinson in this incident, got slapped back up the track, and then it was just a roadblock from there on. Cameron Ray made contact. Rich Klauser made some contact. Now these drivers, for their benefit, they do have one reset to use, so I might be seeing that used here very soon.
And folks, that's our top 2 drivers in points getting into it, and we'll send it down to Paul in the production truck to give us a look at what transpired here on lap 10.
AWS Roofing instant replay here from the blimp, and you see the 9 gets into the back of the 29, gets him a little bit out of shape, but that all black truck sends him on around, hits the 98 of Brinson and 17 of Ray, and we saw him. He actually already dipped on down to pit road. It doesn't look like he was hit too hard. We'll back this up again. Well, there's a little bit of a shot there, a couple of shots it looks like from the number 8 truck. As you can see, there's really just nowhere to go. The racing groove is blocked out, and kind of tags the front of that truck and then gets tagged in the back from the 8 truck. So we did see him dip on down pit road. I believe he's still there. Nope, he has come back out on the track, so as has Brinson. So again, going to have to watch these guys kind of restart here from the back, but it's going to make for an exciting race, that's for damn sure.
All right, so quick storyline. Daniel Dye came in earlier, had some internet issues. We understand there's some internet and some power outages all over the country right now. So he has joined us back, and we have granted him all but 2 laps back. So he's going to be working on that. But once he gets these laps back, he's still going to be 2 down, and he's going to have to earn the other 2 back. So just a quick storyline there, as well as Anthony Sergi actually raced at I believe Citrus County Speedway this past Saturday, owned by Cameron Ray, our points leader, and brought home a win in his late model. So pretty cool seeing some of these drivers we're seeing on iRacing bringing home wins throughout the weeks. So Daniel Dye again is joining the party a little late, but we're going to make sure that he's taken care of. So you'll see him working his way around. And then a shout out to Shed Life Shed Movers. That is Shed Life Shed Movers. They are your shed moving needs. They are here for you in the state of Florida and beyond. It could be your he shed, your she shed. You can move it to the seashore. Anything you need with a shed, they got you covered. And you can see the number here on the graphic. So the Shed Life Shed Movers, proud sponsor of Verdane TV, as well as, of course, AWS Roofing Services, in business for over 30 years. #1 roofing company in the Southeast. That's AWS Roofing Services. And also a quick shout out to Sunshine State Racing, always supporting us here at Verdane TV, as well as any of the racing in the state of Florida, dirt or asphalt, as we're ready to get back going green here, Ryan.
And here they come to the restart with Sergi and McLeod up near the front. And McLeod in the 21, he gets the good jump right now, Wes, and McLeod has the lead. And Sergi's slowing here on the bottom of the racetrack.
Not exactly sure what's going on with the 20 of Anthony Sergi. Anthony Sergi, your leader, has pulled off the racetrack. Some problems possibly with that number 20 machine as he makes his way down pit road, Ryan. Oh man, that is huge. Not exactly sure what's going on, but Anthony Sergi on pit road.
That was very interesting. He just came to a stop there off of turn number 1 and pulled down to the inside. So that gives the lead to Devin McLeod. And then Blum second, Gilbo third right now. So we'll have to see if we can figure out what's going on there.
You know, I wonder if he had a black flag penalty that he had to serve. He may have jumped the start on that initial restart there, Ryan. Remember when we saw him get that huge lead in iRacing? If you pass the pace car at the wrong time, if you pass him and it's not completely on pit road or whatever it may be, iRacing will black flag you, and it cannot be cleared by an admin. So I'm getting word that's what it was. He passed the pace car on that restart, and now he's being mirrored back. I believe he's almost a lap down now.
Yeah, he's right there in front of the 21. So appreciate the explanation there, Wes, because I didn't know what was going on there, but that would make a lot of sense. So Devin McLeod, the 21, is your leader. And he's getting the pressure now from that blue 93 truck. Blum there, the 93, pulling up right to his tailgate. And it's not discouraged here in the trucks to tailgate your opponents.
All right, so back here, we're getting a little bit of single file, as I like to call it, a worm burner. These guys just got into a rhythm, basically. They get into a rhythm here. They're able to just get the heat cycle in these tires. Oh, and speaking of that, one goes around. Oh, big lick for Jimmy Frazier in the back. Cameron Ray involved. There goes the 8 as well of Rich Clouser. No caution, though. Both of these drivers are able to write it up and keep going. So, wow. A couple trucks went around, able to keep it rocking and rolling, and we stay green.
Boy, another tough break for Cameron Ray. Remember, he came in tonight with a 13-point lead. There you see him in the 17 number tonight. Cameron Ray has been kind of the dominant force. He qualified on the pole, went to the back. He's still in 14th, though, so not too bad. But we're a quarter of the way through this race. Normally, Cameron Ray's the guy leading all these laps. Not tonight. He's nursing that 13-point lead ahead of Cody Brinson. Been involved in a couple of dust-ups here tonight. But back up.
Oh, got the 01 around. The 01 gets a bump and sent on around the 01 of Ryan Foltz as he's stuck low trying to get it up and going.
So that should, well, we're still green at the moment. And there's the caution as he's sitting down there on the inside of turn number 2. That's a bad spot to be sitting. So the caution going to come out here. Ryan Foltz, who right now scored in the 19th spot, started 11th, brings out the yellow, and we'll send it down to the truck and see if Paul can get us a replay here.
Absolutely loading up the AWS Roofing instant replay here and see exactly what happened to the 01 truck, and we'll give it to you in real time. We're going to take a look, focus in the Bass Pro Shops truck there, the 01. And you can see he jumps up high, the Nerd or Die 55 truck, and gets a little bit out of shape, and then gets a little bit of a bump from the 7 truck, and then gets another little bit of a bump from the 53. Looks like he might be having some connection issues, as you saw him kind of blink out there. And really just a tough spot. It's hard to kind of get turned around there. There's not enough room to turn around on the apron, and you really don't want to jump up in the racing groove, especially with the long green flag run there. Everybody kind of spread out throughout the track. So tough break for for Ryan Foltz. You see he resets down onto pit road. Going to go down at least a couple of laps here.
All right, so and do remember that these drivers have one set of tires sitting down pit road, one set of tires that they can use. So typically there's no tires being allowed to be changed, but these drivers have voted and said, hey, we want a set of tires. We want one reset, and I want you to send the top 5 to the rear. And you know what? I'm down for it. This is one of the only leagues that Verdane TV still is helping get rocking and rolling, that helps admin and play race control out of all the leagues that we call the series on. So hey, whatever the drivers want, I'm down for it, as long as they can put on a good show for us.
Hey, that's what it's all about, as long as they're putting on a show, right?
Yeah, and we want them to have fun. We want this to be a getaway from real life stress. As we know in this world right now, there's enough real life stress out there that even though this being iRacing and this becomes stressful too, it's not nearly the amount of stress that you may have in what's going on in your real life. So for the drivers, for us, for the viewers, we try to kind of be your break from reality a little bit. So hopefully we're able to bring that to you.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. We got a minute. We'll go ahead and bring it up for the restart. We see a lot of comments when we put these on our social media pages. Oh, cartoon racing, fake, blah blah blah. Well, you know what? This is a video game. This is a game, but this is we're bringing this for your entertainment, little something extra to supplement those who really love racing. So if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. But these competitors, they're real life competitors, and they go at it hard. So let's see what's going to happen here. Devin McLeod, the 21. Still your race leader. And watch that 92 Gilbo. Maybe tonight's his night. Boy, that outside lane getting a good jump here, Wes.
As it did, Devin McLeod here kind of pressing the issue, making sure Brian Blum has to stay in the bottom in that 30 theme. Brian Blum bringing a beautiful race truck here to the track. But there is Jeffrey Gilbo. He's typically a hard charger. You don't necessarily see him riding around the top of the charts as often. He's usually coming up from the back, but here he's up front. But guys, there's a gaggle in the back. Let's go to the 91 of Tyler Sontag. The Heartbreak Kid is involved in just a huge gaggle.
Look who's behind him there, Wes. Brinson and Ray. This is going to be where you're going to want to watch right here. The Eye of the Storm, the Hornet's Nest, whatever you want to call it. Tyler Sontag, gets way down on the inside. I think he's smart to let these faster trucks go right now.
I think that was just a judgment move there for Tyler. There is a truck with some connection issues up there. I believe that is that 53 machine of Brandon Martin. He's kind of blinking in and out, and that was causing quite the mix-up as well. So I think Tyler just said, hey, you know what? There's still a long way to go. I want to see the end of this thing. I'm going to chill out. And now we see Cameron Ray in the 17 battling, trying to get underneath Hunter Lovelady for that 11th position.
Well, you see the front snoot there wrinkled up just a little bit on the 17, Cameron Ray tonight. I think this is the first time he's had damage in 4.5 races. Right now, Cody Brinson just 2 spots ahead of him, so that's going to shrink that point lead down to just a couple here, about 9 or 11 points. I'm not very good at math, but if that holds true, if we have a single-digit point battle going into next week's race, that is going to be intense. Cameron Ray just picking up a spot there. We continue to watch this gaggle. Tyler Sontag right now not liking the way that truck is handling. He's just trying to stay out of the way. Here comes Frazier. Here comes Clouser. Lovelady up there in the 68, almost getting the wall as that gaggle continues to almost wad it up, Wes.
Yep, and Cody Brinson has moved himself up.
Oh, and Tyler's around. Sontag goes around. The Heartbreak Kid is heartbroken again in turn number 4 here at New Smyrna.
Tyler Sontag continues to find himself in trouble. And he takes his truck down pit road. Looks like he just wants to get out of the way. Good call for him since no caution did come out for a one-truck spin. He just cannot get himself out of trouble.
Wes, we got a battle for the lead. Here comes the 93 of Blum down on the inside of McLeod's number 21. And Blum, the 93, first time out here with us, I believe, in this series, is going to the front. He's going to take the lead here on lap 39.
Blum with the move to take the lead. Great move there by the 93 of Blum. Now side by side is Gilbo and Matthew Poole. They're battling for that third position. Matthew Poole saw the front a little bit earlier in this race, as now, the second place truck of McLeod touches the wall. That's going to open up the door now for Poole for second.
The Poole in the 21, trying to battle this 37 for that second spot. Gilbo right there. Boy, we got a big cluster here for the second spot on back.
And this is what Blum wants to see as he watches these drivers in his mirror just cluster up. He's able to drive off, now entering the film. There goes Colt Cecil. He drops a position to Cody Brinson. Brinson up to 7th. Your points leader, Cameron Ray, still mirrored back in 9th place, coming up here on to lap 41.
I'd say Cameron Ray's lucky to be in 9th place after that those couple of incidents he's been involved with. And there you see that 17 truck, that blue truck there on your screen, moving up. And I think, Wes, he's still going to be a contender here tonight, much to Cody Brinson's dismay. Gilbo just got a piece of the fence, almost got turned around here on the front straightaway. Oh, and there goes Devin. Devin gets a bump. Does he save it? Oh, my goodness, what a save. Are you kidding me? Oh, they're still trying to wreck in the back. They've got it figured out, but Devin McLeod was second a couple laps ago, and now he's about 18th, 19th, something like that. He's gone way to the back.
And if I know Devin McLeod, he's not going to be happy as Cecil's now in the grass. Cecil comes flying up the track, makes contact with the 7 machine.
Oh, there goes Martin in the 7.
They're both
green.
They're able to gather it up and keep it rocking and rolling. That's what's fun about these admin-controlled cautions. We control the cautions here. The admin only throws it when he thinks it's needed. No caution there needed. Let's keep it rolling.
Oh, this might bring out a caution. There goes Brandon Martin around on the back.
Hunter Lovelady around. Hunter Lovelady around in the corner as well.
All right, that is going to bring out the caution. I think we needed one to settle down a little bit. That was getting crazy.
Oh man, having to catch my breath after that one. Just drivers everywhere. And it looked like Hunter Lovelady got a little bit of help from the 0-1 of the Foltz machine, so he got a little bit of bump entering through the corner there. I believe that was in 1 and 2, if my memory serves me correctly. Paul, what you got there for us, buddy?
We got the AWS Roofing instant replay from the blimp view, and I'm going to take a look here, focus in that number 68 truck, Hunter Lovelady, and the 01 machine as well, the Bass Pro Shop-sponsored machine. And you can see the 01 closes in as they head on down into turn number 2, and he shoots on down low and just gives them a little bit of a beep and sends a 68 up into the wall. Not a very big hit, not a very hard hit. You can see the little bit of crinkle damage there on the left rear quarter panel, but no worse for wear. Doesn't hit anybody. Does a great job holding on to the brakes to make sure that he doesn't come back down into the racing groove and cross up in front of anybody else. So great truck control there from Hunter Lovelady. It's going to suck. He's going to have to restart in the back of the pack. It looks like he's actually going to be the first truck 1 lap down here, as we've got 16 trucks still on the lead lap.
Well, Wes, I got to say it's been pretty competitive so far. We've seen a number of different leaders now showing Jeffrey Gilbo at the front. But don't look now. Here comes Cameron Ray. The 17's up to 3rd.
All right, let's see what Cameron Ray is able to do if he's already up to 3rd. You try to get these guys further in the back, so maybe we can make a race of it. But hey, we got half the race at least out of the way.
Well, all things considered, it's been relatively clean. A couple of dust-ups here and there, but at the top of the show, we kind of talked about this track is tricky. It's fast, it's high banked. You got about maybe a groove and a half that you can really use here, and the turns just kind of funnel down into one another. Where some of these other tracks are a little bit flatter, a little bit more space to kind of move out of the way. This place is so fast, one tap and around you go. So we expect to see a few more cautions here tonight, but all in all, it hasn't been a wreck fest or anything. So, and I think we're just kind of getting going. The first 50 laps of this race, the fast trucks are trying to work their way up. Of course, now you got Brinson 2nd, Ray in 3rd. So they've made it, sticking them half the race. And now I guess you could say the real race is on from here.
All right, so here we go. We are going 1 to go. Gilbo, Brinson, Cameron Ray, Raymond Dormer.
Getting ready for a restart here. The Daytona Dodge Pace Truck, or whatever you want to call it, Pace Truck, iRacing Pace Truck, getting ready to pull off. My name is Jeff Gilbo on the front row here. He hits the gas, and hey, it only took us half the series to figure out how to say his name correctly. And maybe it's going to take him 4 weeks to get to victory lane. We'll see if he can hold off Brinson. Brinson's going to be tough on that outside lane, though, and there he goes. Brinson, the 98 truck, to the lead.
Brinson takes the lead in the 98. Look who's right in tow, working that outside. Cameron Ray. The cream always rises to the top, Ryan, and no different here. Now, what's it going to take for Brinson to hold off Cameron Ray? Can he do so?
He's going to have to make that truck very, very wide. And here's the thing about Cameron Ray. He's going to be very smooth. He barely puts that truck out of line. You barely see him wiggle, wobble, any of that. A little bit of damage here tonight, but it hasn't slowed him down. Brinson we've seen be a bit more aggressive, not afraid to push that truck a little bit harder to try to get that extra spot. So you're going to see two different driving styles here at the front of this field, and we'll see what's going to prevail. But a long way to go. Also, don't count out Anthony Sergi. He's worked his way up to about the top 5. Yeah, there you see in the pink 20. Going for 4th on Gilbo now in turn 1.
That battle for 4th rages on. Sergi still looking low on Gilbo. Side by side, Gilbo gives him a ton of room, which is the smart thing to do here at New Smyrna, and lets him go. And that's contact.
Trouble around the 55. Gilbo's in it. Poole's in it. Clouser's in it, and a host of others. That was a big one there on the front stretch into turn 1.
I don't know who it was, but somebody went flying in. Devin McLeod, by the way, with the blown engine. Someone went flying in during, I think he tried to beat it. That was actually McLeod. Looks like actually McLeod got a little bit of a bump from the 7 trying to break for it, and slammed into Poole. Gilbo, name the driver, and he was probably in that accident. Even Tyler Sontag was involved in that one. Man, half the field, Paul. Half the field.
Little bit of a race truck marmalade heading out of the corner here. You see the 37 gets into the back of the 93. Doesn't really affect anything. The 55 comes up into that into Gilbo there. 37 involved, 29 involved, 8 involved, 55 involved. The green cone's involved. The 7 gets by. Looks like no damage there. 53 skates on through, and we'll see if we can take a look at McLeod as he came through there. You see him in that number 21 truck. He gets a little bit of a shot, like you said, from the number 7, heading on down into turn number 1. And man, that's tough. That's tough. Every racing groove except for the apron was blocked off there. So big time damage on the 21. You see the black smoke coming out from underneath the bottom of that race truck. So he's going to be done. Well, he may get that reset, depending on whether or not he's used that. Showing on timing and scoring, he has not been on pit road yet until just now. So he may have lucked out. He's going to be able to run the second half of this truck after using that quick repair. So definitely a great break for Devin McLeod. He is going to have to restart the last truck on the lead lap, though, in 13th.
I think that's kind of one of the moments we're all waiting for here tonight, is for things to come unglued. And we've seen some great battling. And, this front straightaway wall is not exactly straight. I think they might have had 1 or 2 extra brews when they were putting the wall together back in the day here. If you've ever raced here or been here, you know what I'm talking about. And it looks like the wall just kind of reached out and grabbed those 2 trucks and then put off that chain of events into action there. Cody Brinson now the leader, West, with Frazier second. It looks like Cameron Ray must have come down for his tires.
Yep, that's going to be the wild card in this event, is the opportunity to take one set of tires, and that becomes a strategy game. When do you want to take that set of tires? Do you take it early? Do you take it a little later, midway, like we're seeing a few drivers do here? You don't want to wait too long, because if you wait too long, you might wait beyond that point and find yourself mirrored in the back, and before you know it, you're caught up in something.
Well, here's what I worry about taking it late. You're going to run out of laps. And with these cautions, every caution lap, it's laps that you can advance your position. If you get stuck in the back towards the end of the race, it'll be harder to make your way up to the front, and you can get caught up in those wrecks that we've seen some of our front runners get caught up in. We're only going to have about 40 to go, so not going to count Cameron Ray, Anthony Sergi out, but Brinson's up front. He might be in the catbird seat.
All right, so most of the incidences have been happening in the back. There was that one Colt Cecil spin, but it seems like that's up front is, for a change, the safe place to be. So the green flag is back out. Cody Brinson is your leader. Second place is Frazier. Third, Blum. Fourth, Colt Cecil. Dylan Martin rounding out your top five as they head on into 1 and 2.
Nice recovery for Colt Cecil. Remember, he was one of the first ones to
Caution
spin.
is out. Caution is out.
Caution is out immediately.
Looks
Kinda
like
I was talking about, Wes. Those cautions.
Yep, looks like at least the 41 is involved of Jeff White. He kind of went up the track. He makes contact with the Devin McLeod machine, which we know used his reset since he blew up that last caution. Devin saves it, but the 41 does not. See the 20 of Anthony Sergi with nowhere to go. Gets into the back of the 41. Just calamity.
Yeah, AWS Roofing Instant Replay, just saw it there in real time. Just a tough break. A couple of guys going for the same piece of real estate, it looks like. A little bit of a racing deal. 41 up into 21 after they got clear of 3 wide there with Sergi. But yeah, tough break. You can see Sergi's going to get a little bit of nose damage. 37 might have gotten some as well. But it looks like the 41's going to be worse off here. A lot of damage. Looks like on the right front of that truck. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks like all the way around that truck there's some damage.
Yeah, she's definitely puckered up there in the front and the rear. So tough break there for the 41. Now you see him on pit road. Rich Klauser also on pit road in the 8. Work going on there in the 41. And we're going to back out there. So now Wes inside of 40 laps to go. And you see those guys running down on the grass, trying to cool off those tires a little bit. The old dirt track strategy here in this game kind of works out a little bit. So we'll have to see what's going to happen. That pit strategy, mixing things up. Cody Brinson looking for his first win of the series, trying to pick up those points on Cameron Ray. He would love to knock that point lead down going into the final event next week at Five Flags.
Yeah, it's going to take a miracle to grab the points lead this race, but Rome wasn't built in a race. It's going to take some chopping down, and you'll see. By the way, you'll see a couple drivers riding around in the grass, and that's because riding around in the grass and iRacing cools down your tires. But anyways, when you have a large point lead that you need to get down, and 13 is a larger number at this point in the season. You take them when you can, and right now, if it were to finish like this, a pretty big chunk would be gone. I don't think Cameron Ray has led a lap, so he's going to miss out on that bonus point. So that would give a bonus point to Brinson, and then there's about 6 positions in between those two. So that would, that's going to knock down 7 points out of that, bringing it down to a 6-point change. And then I believe there's a bonus point for winning a race. So that would bring it down to a 5-point difference. And then there's another bonus point for leading the most laps. I'm not sure if Cody would have the opportunity to do that this race with coming to about 45 to go here. I'm not or 35. I'm not sure.
If he leads the rest of the way, I believe he'll get that honor because we've had a number of different leaders tonight. But Wes, he's 13 back. He needs 7 points a race. Right now, he's doing just that. So it's going to be close going into next week unless something drastic happens here. And, hey, we still have 35 to go, so it could very well be drastic here. That's why we're watching this race nowhere near over.
It is, and in the event of a tie next week, if that were to happen, it comes down to wins. What driver has the most wins in the season? And, of course, that would go to Cameron Ray. So Brinson cannot tie. He needs to beat him. But that's next week. This is this week as Brinson sees the green flag. We are back green flag racing here. It is Brinson, Jimmy Frazier, Blum, Colt Cecil, and Brandon Martin battling with Dylan Martin for that 5th position.
Wes, here's another thing to think about. You see Brinson hard on the gas on that restart, jumping out ahead. If he abuses those tires too much, with Cameron Ray's fresh rubber, it might be no contest if Ray's able to get up there. And Ray down to the bottom of the racetrack, working up spots here. We got a big battle. Martin in the 7 backs out of it. They were 3 wide for a moment. 7 says, I've had enough cautions tonight, backs out of it. We continue to watch this gaggle here with McLeod, Poole, Sergi, as Poole gets out of shape there in the 37 down on the inside of the racetrack. So these trucks all over the place right now inside of 35 to go.
Good. Hunter Lovelady gets into Tyler Sontag. They spin coming off of 2. Tyler Sontag, middle of the track, trying to get it going. Caution is out for that incident.
Oh boy, so another caution. And just like we talked about, every caution is less green flag racing time for Cameron Ray to get up there. Good news for Brinson, bad news for the 17.
Yes, and I don't believe they ran 5 consecutive green flag laps there, and if they didn't, expect to see the next restart being single file. So, but it looks like the 58 of Lovelady, just as Paul's going to get us that replay, just kind of washed up in the 91 of Sontag.
Yep, as you were going through it, Wes, that's exactly what we saw in the AWS Roofing instant replay. It doesn't look like anybody got too much damage out of that, but it definitely blocked up the racing grooves there. So good call on the admin caution there, and that's going to put us with the lucky dog, I believe, is going to be Daniel Dye. So that's going to put us with 14 trucks here on the lead lap.
All right, so they have been told that it is going to be single file restarts, and then if they can run at least 5 green flag laps, we're going to try to throw it back to double, but trying to get this thing to end under a nice green flag run here.
It's a good call by the admins, because we're seeing that rash of cautions that we hoped we wouldn't have here tonight, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. So Cody Brinson out in front trying to get his first win of the series. Wes, he's been one of those guys that we talked about each and every week. He's been right up in the thick of things. He's been aggressive. He's been fun to watch, whereas Cameron Ray, even though he's won a bunch of races, he's kind of been under the radar, if you will. He hasn't made many aggressive moves or put a truck out of line. Tonight he's getting a lot of screen time because he's been in the back of the field charging up through, but you got 2 different styles here, and you just wonder who's going to outlast the other. Right now, advantage Cameron Ray in the points, advantage Cody Brinson on the track. Who knows what's going to happen here? Stay tuned.
All right, so you know when there's a points battle like this, the points are in the back of your mind. The points are always in the back of your mind. So you can't help but wonder what these drivers are thinking. And let's see if we can get a quick word with Cody B real fast, since we have him in the booth. Cody, you got a copy here, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Cody, points got to be in the back of your mind. You're leading this race. You got a little bit of a gap between you and Cameron Ray. Give us a little bit of your thought process here.
I still haven't taken tires. I'm kind of used to the mentality of like, we can't afford tires, so why take them? So we're just going to stay out. Hope I can hold them off.
Hey, they're free in this game.
Yeah, you don't have to remind them. All right, man. We're going to let you get back out there. Good luck, and hopefully that strategy works out for you.
Thank you.
All right, so that's Cody Brinson still on the same tires he started on. We saw that Cameron did make a pit stop. He got fresh tires, so this is going to be interesting.
I think we're going to have a duel. I don't see any reason. The single file restarts might be a little bit more of a disadvantage for the 17, but he won't be bunched up ready to pass everybody. But nonetheless, I expect to see a good battle here as we're back to green.
As we are, and we're basically still single file through the pack, and this is why it changes to single file, so we can get some green flag racing in. And not to mention our points leader, Cameron Ray's having some connection
issues. Starting to blink here, Wes. This could be a big development. You see that car flashing in and out as he's going for that position. He's trying to move up to 4th. Now he looks solid, so it might have just been a blip on the matrix there. Now the 17 up to 4th, passing Colt Cecil, but they're racing close here. Cecil gives him a boot. He could go around, and that could change things. Speaking of changing, look at the battle for second. This 93, Blum, he's been impressive today.
And now you got to think in the mind of Cameron Ray. He sees this battle. He sees Blum kind of wash up a little bit into the 9 of Jimmy Frazier. You got to think to yourself, do you kind of lay back and let that work itself out and make a move? Because if you get too close, those guys get together. I think he may have already used his reset, but if he didn't, now is a bad time to have to go down pit road and use it. But there goes Frazier.
Here comes Blum. He's starting to blink now. Frazier into the outside wall, losing positions. He's got a problem. Gets it off the concrete there, keeps going. It's getting wild up near the front, though, because Cameron Ray is sniffing the lead here. And the 93, he's sniffing the lead. Here comes Cecil. We got 4 trucks under a blanket for the lead off turn 2.
Great battle for the lead here. These trucks, each and every week, Ryan, they put on one hell of a show for us. And Blum gets sideways in front of Cameron Ray in the 17. Blum able to control it, and not only control it, but he gets right back onto the bumper of Brinson. And now we see Jimmy Frazier blown up.
Oh, Frazier had some kind of an issue as the leaders were coming up on him. There you see Frazier in the 6th.
He got spun by the 37 further back there, Ryan.
Oh man, we got more of them blown up. We got stuff everywhere here on this racetrack. Somehow we're still green with 20 to go, but there goes Devin McLeod. McLeod gets turned. He saves it, gathers it up. They're scattering behind him. We're green still. Unbelievable.
And Brian Blum gets sent around. The 93 of Blum.
Oh, and there's still, here we go. This is going to be big. Jeffrey White gets turned around. Wes, there are about 9 different wrecks going on. I couldn't keep up with it all. Now our second place car or truck is taken out. Paul, I hope you were paying attention because I need that all back in sequence, please.
My Lord, the 93 got bumped by Cameron Ray. He sent him around, and Paul's going to bring that to you. And it was just a chain of events after that.
Yeah, we're going to pull up the AWS Roofing instant replay here and take a look at exactly what went down.
What didn't go down? That's going to be more of the question here, Paul. Like that was just calamity. As it looked like to me that half the field checked up for the Brian Blum machine. The driver spins in the middle of the track up front. It's going to cause that, and it looked like half the field felt that.
Yeah, for sure. We're just getting the tapes all squared away here. The AWS Roofing instant replay, and man, we're looking at the 93 the truck here. It looks like he wrecked like 4 times. But we'll pull this up and we'll see if we can get at least most of the action here, the AWS Roofing instant replay. Now focus in that dark blue truck right in front of that light blue truck. Gets a little bit of a tap from the 17, gets him out of shape, and he does a great job, Blum does, of trying to save it. But then he gets another tap from Sergi, saves it again. And here comes a gaggle of trucks, the 55, saves it again. And then he finally loses the back end of that race truck and just ends up parking it right there in the racing group. Says, you know what? I need a break. I need to catch my breath. Let's have this caution and gather everything back up. So crazy action sequence of events here for the number 93.
Here is the story, and you know what? I might have to agree with this. Going to the end of the line is Cameron Ray because
man.
And you know what? I have to agree at this point because you go to the rear if you are at fault that bring out the caution. The caution came out, of course. Cameron Ray was long gone from it, but Cameron is the one that he initially made that contact with the 93, which started the entire process. So you don't go out initially right where the yellow came out. What caused that entire process? What caused that entire checkup? And that all came down to Cameron Ray in that 17. Yet you hate to see it. I know Jarrett's catching flack right now. I know he is, our admin. I'm sure he's catching flack. But that's the right call to make, to be honest with you.
That's how they've been calling it this whole series. So now Cameron's still got time. There's not a whole handful of trucks on the lead lap. He's got time to get up there, but this is going to turn things on its head drastically. And if you're wondering, well, why even bother watch next week? Well, we're going to have a hell of a championship battle to settle. Wes, real quick, while we have a moment before we go back racing, want to give a shout out to Hunter Lovelady, who's watching. It's his birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday. Happy early birthday to you, Hunter. Of course, you got Chase Lovelady in the field tonight, so happy birthday.
We got a Delaware double file here going on.
Looking that way.
Looks like a Delaware double file as we are green flag racing here. Cody Brinson, this is what he wanted to see. He wanted to see Cameron Ray further in the back, and that's 12th place. Looks like Jeffrey Gilbo, his truck's still blown up. Typically, I would tell him to get off the track, but I kind of want to see what's going to happen. He's riding around the track just blown up in that number 92 machine. He won't be the hard charger tonight, I'll tell you that. See how long that truck will hold, but now Anthony Sergi in the 20 getting freight trained.
Sergi's been like a slinky or a yo-yo tonight, up and down, leading early, had that penalty, he had to serve back in the mix here, but he's got a lot of work to do. 12 to go, and we got a battle for the lead. Look at Colt Cecil. Remember, he spun on like lap 1 or 2, Wes, and now he looks for the lead on Cody Brinson. He has tires, Cody does not, and Dylan Martin's getting in the mix.
You know, that strategy may start to really come into play here, negative or positive for Brinson. No tires this entire race. I know that he's been betting on the cautions. He knows how these races can go, especially the wee end of the race as we're seeing here. He wants more cautions. Typically, a leader doesn't want cautions. Leader wants this thing to end. He's in a different boat. He wants to be able to fire off on those restarts because it takes these guys 2 to 3 laps to get to him. We're coming to 10 to go this time. Colt Cecil.
Oh, 43. Daniel Dye going around. Daniel Dye around as the
Oh!
lead gets to the leader. He's
3 wide.
Out. No, they saved it, and Dylan Martin's got the lead. No, now Colt Cecil has the lead. Back comes Brinson. This is getting crazy out here, folks.
Not taking tires is Cody Brinson. Second place. He has lost the lead to Colt Cecil. Can he do anything about it? Our points leader, Cameron Ray, all the way back in 7th position. This still gives the advantage to Cody Brinson, gaining a ton of points here. The 43 of Daniel Dye, you see him in your picture. He's making his way down pit road. Or no, he is not. I apologize.
He's got to mix back into the leaders and move up in front of the 4th place truck, and hold everybody up. And we're seeing Colt Cecil gap him by about 1 truck length. Brinson probably wishes he had at least 1 tire at this point.
I think Daniel Dye went off the pace there to show his... Oh, and around goes the 53! The 53 gets spun by Cameron Ray. The 53 goes around. Does he save it? I believe he got that truck back up and going. Cameron Ray dodging a bullet there. That would have been his second caution. If the caution flag would have came out, that would have parked him. Talk about playing with fire, Ryan.
Oh, man, he can't afford that. He's got a championship to win next week, and it's within grasp of slipping out of his hands as Cody Brinson rides in second. The good news for Ray is he's moved up a few spots here under this run. He's going to minimize the damage. He should still hold the point lead. Yes, Cameron up to 5th, so it's going to tighten up going into the final race. However, here comes that 7 trying to take a spot away. I think Brinson, though, regrouping. Leaders coming up on the smoking Jeffrey Gilbo machine. 5 to go. Colt Cecil going for the upset here tonight.
Colt Cecil does not want to see a caution, I'll tell you that. He does not want to see any other fresh tires need him. Right now, Cody Brinson's like a rolling roadblock with him on those old tires. That's what he needs is Cody Brinson back there. But Dylan Martin all over the back of the 98's tailgate with Devin McLeod somehow 4th. And then Cameron Ray has worked himself into a top 5.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Oh, look at this. Here's for second. We're riding with Dylan Martin right now as he goes to the inside of Cody Brinson with 3 laps to go. Brinson seeing precious points perhaps slipping out of his hands right now. Martin 7 inside of the 98 of Brinson. Brinson, that white and black Trek, trying to fight back, but his tires are gone. And Cameron Ray, he could even get up there and take a spot. 2 to go for Colt Cecil now at the front west.
Popsicle sticks are out for Colt Cecil. Colt Cecil watching the battle behind him. That's exactly what he wants to see, as no threat to him. You got the battle for second is over. Brinson goes up the track. He gives it to Martin. White flag is out. Colt Cecil, can he hold off Dylan Martin, who slings it into 1 and 2?
Oh, Cody Brinson falling back even further. I think he's going to lose even more spots. He might even lose a spot to Cameron Ray. Here comes Ray in the 17 for the points position. We'll have to see, but it looks like it's going to be Colt Cecil. Perhaps here comes the 7 to make it a battle, but Cecil wins it over Dylan Martin. Cody Brinson hangs on to 3rd, and we'll have to check timing and scoring to see.
Devin McLeod got 4th there, Ryan. Devin McLeod 4th, Cameron Ray 5th. So,
what a race.
You know, that's 3 positions there. That's 3 points there. You got the lap lead for Cody. You got and then the 2 positions. So that's 3 points. That should be about a 10-point lead for Cameron Ray going into our final event next week. Man, what a race.
Man, Cameron Ray did a good job there on damage control to get back up there. He could have panicked. He could have parked it. He could have, not had his heart in it. But he wants this championship, and he's looking good, but he will have to earn it next week. So you're going to want to tune in here on Verdane TV next Monday night for the finale for the Florida Pro Truck Challenge E-Series here on Verdane TV. Join us next Monday night to see who's going to claim the championship. But how about Colt Cecil, the upset here tonight? And this, Wes, probably the most interesting race we've had all series.
And it always gets more interesting, of course, when it comes down to a points battle. We got 2 drivers that still have a chance at it. Dylan Canova, unfortunately, school became a priority, so he was not able to join us here tonight. So it came down to these 2 drivers. And, man, anytime you're going into a finale and you see that points lead decrease, next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, you're not going to want to miss that one.
Oh, man, what a race, and congratulations. Colt Cecil becomes the 3rd different winner in this series. Cameron Ray and Dylan Canova, I'm glad you mentioned him, because with all the excitement, I didn't even realize that he wasn't with us tonight. So unfortunate to to miss one of our contenders here tonight, but a great job. Colt Cecil played the strategy perfect. And I think this whole strategy thing with the tires is going to make next Monday night even better at Five Flags.
All right, so we're going to take a quick breather here, quick 60 seconds or so. And when we come back, we're going to have your top three on the podium here in the booth. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Speed 51's Video Network, where the battles are legendary. Get the full picture on short track racing. We will take you behind the scenes.
It's just a meathead.
Your track, your driver, your sport, your passion. Dirt, late models, modifieds, and more. Race highlights, recaps, interviews, historic races, and thousands of on-demand videos. The Speed 51 Network, short track racers' home for the greatest video coverage.
The secret is, it's quicker.
Chris Ferguson will take the chips home. He'll win it.
PFC Brakes. More championships than any other. From late models to modifieds, on pavement and dirt, with at-track service like no other. Success means no compromises.
A fifth win of the year for Ty Majeski. He'll take it.
Lighter, stiffer, cooler, quicker. PFC Brakes. The secret is, it's quicker.
All right, we are back here at Verdane TV, and we're going to grab a couple drivers that we can get a word with, as we just had one hell of a finish with Colt Cecil bringing home the first win of the season. But first off, we have third place in here with us, Cody Brinson. Cody, that strategy almost worked out. I think if you had one more caution, you could have gotten it done.
I think I would have had it either way, but whenever you're in the fourth groove and get doored up the track, I mean, not much you can really do. I mean, I'd try to get back to him, but with my tires wore out, I mean, I did everything I could. I thought I gave him room, but I guess the third groove wasn't high enough.
Man, you were holding your own definitely on that outside. We've only got to see a couple drivers here tonight be able to make that outside work like you were. And even being up in that third groove, you were still getting the momentum to give them a run for their money. But you it looked like Colt Cecil just kind of sent it in there into the corner and slid on up, made the contact. You did a hell of a job of saving the truck, which, you know, if you would have spun, possibly would have got a caution. He would have went to the back, but you would have went to the back as well because you spun. So nonetheless, you did one hell of a job wheeling that 98, and I believe you gained a few points on the leader.
I don't know if I got most laps led. I was looking at it, and I think I did, but I could be wrong, and then I led a lap, so we gained a few on him. I was hoping I could get that win point too, but we gained a few.
You know, you did everything you could here tonight. You put your own fate in your hands. You're either going to be 10 down or 9 down going into next week. And with the leaders starting from the back of the pack in the races, that makes it where anything can happen. And I know there's going to be a few drivers that are going to want to show up and race some Five Flags action. You think you got something for them next week at Five Flags?
Yeah, hopefully I can take tires next race. I was going to wait until lap 70 or 80. But I figured Cameron would go with whatever I do. And whenever he pitted early, I'm not going to be able to go down by myself. I'm going to have to go with a group because it's hard to pass here. You can't pick off as fast as you can at some tracks, especially in these trucks with how tight they are. So I just stayed out. I think it was my best choice. So next week, hopefully I'll make a better choice, actually take tires and be able to run with them.
No, you win some, you lose some. All you can do is experiment and do what they don't. And sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Man, one hell of a job. Anybody you'd like to give a thank you to, hello to while we got you here?
Sunshine State Racing for everything they do. You guys for putting it on. My family and the Crom family for always watching. And let me think.
I know you
my
got some real
mom.
sponsors somewhere. Yeah, Sunshine State, your mom, everybody a part of Sunshine State. We thank them for all their support as well. Again, Cody, it's crazy. You're so calm to talk to, but you're so aggressive on the track. You're like that happy medium.
I have
Again,
a that my mom gave me because I'm not the happiest person right now.
You know what? I wouldn't be either. I would be hot under the collar, and you're handling this a lot better than I would be. So, congratulations again, and good luck next week. All right, that was a third place of Cody Brinson, Dylan Martin.
Dylan, you got a copy, buddy? Dylan, you there?
Yes, sir.
Dylan, great run for you, man. You've been trucking along here this series, and finally tonight, luck is on your side, and you had a great run. You were in contention there for the lead. Tell us about those last few laps.
I started off the series kind of struggling. I had top 10 finishes, and the last probably 3 or 4 races, I was able to be consistently up front. So I think I started, I don't know, wherever the top 5 had an invert to the back for the points. So I think I started 17th, I believe, 15th or 17th, and I went up front, went right back to back, went front back to back. I came from dead last 4 times. So the last laps, I think it was lap 91, I was behind Colt, and I gave Colt a bump, and Colt went in and won and took out Cody with him, and I was able to clear them both. But right when I cleared Colt, I kind of just hooked my right rear on his bumper and put him right in the wall, and then I was right back in third. So once I was able to get around Cody, I tried so hard to catch Colt, but if it gave me one more lap, I was going to move him, but I just couldn't get there in time.
Well, considering the night you had, the up and down, up and down, up and down, I'm sure you're glad that it finished on a positive note with second place.
Oh yeah, no, after I think the last time I was involved in an incident, I was running 4th, and I got caught up in an incident with somebody, and fell all the way dead last, and I was like, well, this is my race. There was 40 to go, and then we went green, and they had that big melee on the front stretch, and I was back up to 5th, and I was like, oh, okay, it's not over. So then I got tires, and luckily it worked out pretty good. I think I still had 10 seconds of repairs even after the finish of the race. So if those would have been taken care of, I probably could have maybe got a win, but I sat behind Cody a little bit too long there, but I didn't want to push the envelope on it. I just wanted a P3 and be done with it right there.
It proves that if you can still roll, you might as well get back out there and get what you can get. And you almost pulled off a win tonight. So it was a great showing for you. And, this series really starting to mix it up. And I think it's anyone's race next weekend. And, who knows, maybe you're the one in victory lane.
That'd be great. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started the series, I was like, I'm not gonna get up front. I mean, these guys are so fast. So when I'm able to consistently run up front now, I'm okay. Maybe I got a chance for it now. So especially people like Cameron, who they pretty much check out every race. So I think inverting the top 5 is a cool deal, because usually the races that I finish top 5, top 10, I go to the back anyways, just to run back there for half the race until nobody sorts their stuff out. Then I'll start making my way back up front. So I'd like the top 5 invert deal to the back.
Well, yeah. Hey, it made it interesting for us to watch and call all the action. I'm sure it was a bit stressful for you, but again, great run. Real quick, do you have anyone you'd like to give a shout out to? Any thank yous, anything like that?
Just Verdane Racing and Sunshine State Racing. That'll be it.
All right, Dylan, congratulations, second place tonight. So, folks, here we have it from Dylan, a yo-yo type night for him, up and down, becomes home second. And I believe Wes will get us caught up with our race winner.
All right, so one more person to talk to tonight, and that is Colt Cecil. Colt, do you have a copy?
What's up, buddy?
Man, we haven't got to talk to you much this season, but as the season has rolled on, you've improved on the iRacing circuit here. You've improved on Wednesday nights, on Monday nights. Seems like you're kind of getting this iRacing thing down a little bit more, and now you're able to bring home the win. Walk us through your race.
Luck. That's what's going on in real life. That's what's going on in iRacing right now. I had a year and a half of bad luck, and it looks like we might be getting out of that trend here. So I thought we've been pretty good all year. Always fast. I either step on it, get below the yellow line every time I come here and spin it out. I have to go to the back tonight. It worked out on tire strategy. Got in there, spun out on lap 4. Got sent to the back. Figured I'd just hang out back there for a little while. Wait till lap 50, take my tires. I figured everybody else was going to wait till 75, and then we'd get a million cautions, and then that's the way it played out. So
yeah, man,
I didn't really have a strategy, man. I just kind of went with it.
sometimes that's what you got to do, Colt, and that's
Yeah.
just go with it. We hope to see if we have something in the future. You're definitely going to be one that is invited. Now, tell us a little bit about you, man. What's some of your hobbies on the side? Any real racing experience? What do you do?
Well, first and foremost, I own a company called Roadway Products. I make all the big interstate highway signs down here in Florida. I also own a company called Hydrotech PC, make iRacing rigs, computers, anything you need. Make some really nice stuff. Check it out on Facebook. Contact me if you want anything. Everybody in the iRacing community, racing community in Florida down here, I'm hooking people up. So just contact me. I'll get you taken care of, get you the right setup. Other than that, I race, man. I work and I race. That's my life. No kids. Nothing, so that's my life. I work and I race.
All right, so give us this idea. If somebody's listening or watching right now and they want to get into iRacing, they need a good rig, they need a good computer. What's the best way to contact you and your company to do so?
You can contact me on Facebook, either on my personal account or on the Hydrotech PC Facebook page. Colt at hydrotechpc.com. You can give me my email. Just shoot me a number. I'll call you. I'll talk to you about it. Get you in something that fits your budget. It usually comes down to budget when it comes to iRacing. So beginning rigs, I always start people with everything. Bottom line stuff's going to be about $1,500. So you just got to be mentally prepared. And I'll put you in something nice.
And for those thinking you could get high quality material in iRacing and be cheap, just like real racing, you're effing wrong.
Right. Yeah, and what we offer is a full, go to our Facebook page. It's hard to explain, but I never make the same unit twice. They're one-off units per customer. Make them for moms, make them for girls, racers, make them for anybody. Send me a theme. I'll make you something cool. I like doing it. I enjoy it. So, it's working out good, though.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the win. One last thing to do here. Any hellos, any thank yous you want to give while we got you here in the booth?
Actually, I want to thank, in the real world side of things, I mean, a lot of people watch this. I want to thank everybody who's helped me over the past couple of years. They've seen me go through some real heartaches, and there's a lot of people who stuck with me through it and told me it was going to turn around, and I feel like we're there. So I just want to thank everybody. Everybody knows who they are. Everybody who's ever helped me. I appreciate it.
And we appreciate you putting on the show here, being a clean driver, aggressive, but still clean, getting the job done. And you might want to reach out to Cody Brinson and give him a phone call before next week.
Oh, he's fine. He's my crew chief in real life. We'll sort it out.
Man, I'm sure you will, brother. All right, but again, Colt, congratulations on not only the win tonight, but the successful business you got going on, and nothing but positive vibes to you.
Appreciate that.
All right, and that was tonight's winner, first-time winner of the season, Colt Cecil. You know what, Ryan? It's pretty cool seeing a new winner. We've seen, we've seen Cameron Ray win everything except one race, and that was when Dylan Canova was able to get the win, getting us a new winner in. Man, that's always great.
Yeah, it was fun to see the field be mixed up tonight, and it was real fun watching everybody kind of come from the back to the front, from to the back to the front, and back again. I mean, Colt Cecil spun on lap 2 and still won the darn thing. So this series has become so competitive and so much fun. I hope we can put on as good a show Wednesday night when we're back here at New Smyrna. We're going to run the new mod that just came out for iRacing, the 80s mod. The old school Monte Carlos and Thunderbirds are coming out. We're going to see a bunch of throwback paint schemes. But yeah, just a fantastic race tonight. I love the top 5 going to the back. It really mixed it up. And man, if this would have been a 95-lap race, we'd have a really, really close championship battle going in. But hey, Cameron Ray, it was not easy for him tonight. Starting in the back next week at 5 Flags, maybe it's not easy for him, and things could still go Cody Brinson's way. Nobody's out of it yet. Man, I'm pumped up for next week, and I hope everybody watching or that does watch this on replay enjoy that race as much as I did.
All right, so we're going to wrap things up here, but don't you guys go anywhere. In less than an hour, we have another league to call at 9 p.m. That's going to be Las Vegas Trucks. Ain't that right, Paul?
Absolutely. Going to be running the Crash Dummy Invitational Series here at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and Forgive me if I sound distracted. I was actually just taking a look at that Hydrotech PC Facebook page. Man, Colt does some pretty neat work. There's actually some desktop PC towers that are lettered up better than some actual race cars that I've seen in real life. So pretty nifty stuff there if you're looking to get into this iRacing deal. But yeah, and then tomorrow night we're actually off. Wednesday night we're back at New Smyrna for the World E Series, as Ryan just alluded to. And then we got a double header there. Tim's Corner Motorsports, the Tranquility Late Models, big race Friday night. We got a race Thursday night with those guys, the 250 there at Oxford's Plains on Friday night. And Saturday we're going to be running, well, Saturday is going to be pretty cool because Saturday I get to go to Stafford Motor Speedway, the real Stafford Motor Speedway, for an open test and hang out with some of the East Coast Winter League cats that I haven't seen all season long. And once we're all done with practice and shaking down the real cars and getting everything ready to rock and roll for the season, finally, we're going to be running the East Coast Classic, and that's going to be a really cool. We're going to be running the 87 Cup cars at North Wilkesboro, so that's going to be a fantastic race. But man, we got some work to do. We got to reset the production feed and get everything lined up here for the Crash Dummy Invitational Series. I want to thank everybody that tuned in on Facebook Live. Be sure to like, share, submit, follow, share with all your friends. Let them know you watched some live racing action here. And we're not quite sure how the little star system works, but be sure to shoot us a little star or two there, because the only thing I know so far is the more stars we get, the better. So that's kind of neat. Check us out on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe over there. We've got the beautiful 1080p stream. Easy enough for me to say that looks fantastic on the big screen. And also shoot on over to Twitch for any of you gamers out there. Twitch.tv/Verdane Racing TV. And we stream all three simultaneously. But we're going to wrap everything up for Ryan Stevens, for Rowdy Wesley Hogue, and myself, Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. And that flip side is going to be less than an hour. We're going to be doing it live here again on Verdane TV.